Alright, TNA fans, welcome back. I was supposed to have TNA Mafia here with me, but I was waiting for him, but I couldn't wait any longer, so I had to do the review because I need to leave within an hour. I was also gonna have Robert Does Wrestling in here, but he's currently working, so I will have both of them next week, definitely. So I'm gonna have to do this on my own. But so last night was a good show, really well. Yeah, it was a good show. So let's get on with it. The show opens up with highlights from the whole DCC and Matt Hardy thing, and I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. Although I'm very fine with this storyline, with this whole broken Matt Hardy thing, because it's good. But I feel like they're shoving it way too much down our throats and they just need to get over it by now, because the story is really dragging too long. It's really dragging too long, so they should just get over it by now, you know what I mean? But I personally don't have a problem with it because it's actually good, it's a good thing, but they're shoving it way too much, it's too much the center of certain things, so they just need to I don't know how they're gonna do it if the DCC is the last time they're going to portray these characters or whatever. I don't know, but I also don't see it stop right now because TNA at this point is feeling way too comfortable. It's way too much in their comfort zone right now with this whole thing because it brought so much attention to for them and such. So, but they just need to get over it by now. Like shit, seriously. Then we had our first match. Aaron Rex versus Moose, which was a fucking squash match. What do you know? They went a Goldberg Brock Lesnar here. But I think the match lasted like what, a minute and 45 seconds if I'm not mistaken. So Moose got the win, your new Grand Impact champion Moose, and I am very fine, very okay with this decision because let's be honest here, Aaron Rex um, hasn't been too impressive ever since he came in the company, and knowing that Moose is someone that actually does put in effort and does a lot more moves and all those great things, and yeah, so he's definitely the right guy to be carrying the title, and forecasted in a prestigious way because Aaron Rex, I don't know what's going on, you know what I mean? But so Moose is your new champion, and I hope we'll get a feud between him and Lashley. So, but obviously it's going to be Jesse Garders because he's still in line for that shot. So it's all good. After that we had a in-ring segment. The DCC came out and yeah, they had their talk. I couldn't really understand what they were saying because of the whole sound effect they were using. But Jeff Hardy then came out. Jeff says that the DCC is gonna fight two guys that survived the final deletion. He says DCC will get their title shot tonight, and that their movement ends with the push of one button, which is delete. Um, and then Eddie Kingston gets into Matt Hardy's face and tells him that, where's Matt Hardy? You're alone. And so Jeff Hardy delivers the twist of fate to Eddie Kingston, and obviously, of course, the guys start to fight with Jeff Hardy. And not long after that, the lights flicker. You hear first you had the DCC entrance, whole thing playing, video playing, and then the lights went out, lights came back on, and boom, there was broken Matt Hardy. Matt says the titles belong to his broken brilliance and brother Nero. His memories has been restored, even more vivid than ever. DCC tonight, you fight that, you get that fight that you so desire. And I change what the acronym DCC stands for, and as of now, it stands for Deletion Coming Cowards. And that's how the segment ended. After that, we had a X Division match with three-way Braxton Sutter versus Mandrew versus DJC. Now, this was a real good match. You had chain wrestling, technical wrestling, you had some high flying spots. You had DJC selling his leg, I think. Just he did sell it too last week when he was wrestling. I don't know. I don't know how he got that injury again, but it was a good match. All of the guys did great stuff, especially Mandrews. And after the match, DJC got the win, by the way. And after the match, Mandrews he kicked DJC really hard on the injured leg. So I don't know if this is him being a heel now, if he's like gonna departure from the group. If that is the case, then that will be great, which means all the attention will go a little bit to Mandrews, and I think I speak for a lot of people that we want to see Mandrews hold that title now and get that push. I honestly want Andrew Everett, to be honest, because fucking have seen what the guy can do. But Mandrews is definitely also one that deserves that push, and he did say that while he was walking the aisle away out of the arena, that he worked hard for this. People don't understand, which is true, you know. So I like this angle. After that, we had another in-ring segment with the whole Maria and Ali and Lauren thing, where you know Maria and Lauren are kind of bullying her, pushing her around, telling her bad things. So Ali loses it again and slaps Maria this time, and then Lauren obviously started attacking Ali, and that's how the whole segment ended. So we are getting closer and closer to this whole Ali being out of Maria's shadow and all of that. So I think it will eventually end up being Brandy Rhodes and Ali teaming up and such, helping each other. So we'll have to see. After that, we had a promo segment, EC3 and Eddie Edwards. I'm not really gonna go into this because I'm not really a fan of both of the guys, but it was basically just them exchanging words for their match next week, which they're gonna have. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a good match, so we'll have to see who will be the winner. You also had like a Jade promo, backstage promo for an before her match, where we saw her training and such. I really like it when TNA does that kind of thing, you know what I mean? That because as far as I know, I can't think of any other company that actually does promo like this or highlights where you see the guys training and all of that. I remember they did that a lot with Lashley when he still was in the Beatdown Clan. Then you had like MVP being the whole talk guy and such, and that was fucking awesome, man. Those segments were all freaking awesome. I really like that. It shows a little bit of legitimacy, realistically, you know what I mean, in this whole thing. So it's all good, and TNA does it like no other. I'm gonna keep on saying it. TNA, their segments and such are like no other promotion does it so realistically like TNA does. So, and then we had a tag team match for the tag titles: Bram, Eddie Kingston versus the Hardys. This was a really long match. This was also a good match, but they made Bremen and Eddie and Kingston look really weak in this match, if you ask me, because the Hardys basically had the upper hand and looked strong almost the entire match. You know, Bremen, Kingston had the upper hand for a little while, and of course you had James Storm being a little involved as well, kind of distracting the ref and such. But this match was all Hardys, you know, and they retained. So we'll have to see how this whole thing goes down further. Hold on a second. No, I'm sorry. Oh, I already did the EC3 Eddie Edwards segment promo. That was actually after this match. I'm sorry. But now we have the main event: Jade versus Rosemary, steel cage. I think it's fair to say that Jade was basically the whole girl in this match, because let's be honest, Rosemary for the most part all she did was screaming and acting all wild. She did do a few moves, but the entire match she mostly just did, you know, cheap shots or chest shots or slaps or punches, but not really any wrestling skill, so to speak. But Jade did, however, and of course we saw the really incredible fucking cross body things on drop that she fucking did. And might I add, that is the first time she actually did that, climbed the cage and did a move like that. So that was really great from Jade to put her body on the line like that, you know, because I haven't seen her do that in none of the indie matches. So it was really great that she took that risk to do that. And but Rosemary ultimately ended up winning by, you know, spinning the mist to give Jade her face and doing her move, which looks like a fireman scary move. Um, but Rosemary got the win, so your new knockouts champion is Rosemary, and I am completely fine with this because at least the title is on someone completely new, someone who hasn't held it before. So it's interesting to see how Rosemary is going to carry this, knowing that her wrestling skill, her work ethic is a little bit poor, but um, she is now forced to do a lot better now that she has the title. So I really want to see how she's gonna do now that she has it. So that's about it. Really short. I had really just literally 2 pages. That's how I summarize this review nowadays. But let me know what you thought. If I've missed something, obviously I've missed a few things because there are a few backstage promos, but I usually skip those. I know there was one with Mahabali Shira and Al Snow, where Al Snow, I love how this guy, his fucking intensity is. Like the way he talks when he's pissed off, fucking great, man. At his age, the age he is now, fucking amazing. But it's just like what Robert Does Wrestling said. It will probably, the match they will have it Tribunal will probably some whip or leash match, and that is exactly what they're going to have next week. So that's in store for it next week. And I'll leave your comments down in the section below and let me know what you think about Rosemary being champion, Moose being champion. How do you actually feel about this whole Brother Nero thing? Do you think they should just keep on doing it for a little bit while up until next year, or should they stop this year? You know, just let me know. And hit the like button if you like my review, subscribe if you haven't already, share if I would really appreciate it, and I will see you next week. I have to fucking leave because it's also raining as fuck, and knowing I don't fucking drive, I actually have to take the bus or the taxi. And the problem with it raining down here is the taxi people don't fucking drive when it rains, because the thing about here is the water floods real quickly. Even if you have a little bit of rain, the streets get all flooded, so the taxis won't drive. So I'm gonna have to leave like right now to overcome that. So I will see you guys next week with the 2 other guys, TNA Mafia and Robert Does Wrestling. Thank you for watching.